You're listening to WPVM LP Asheville 103.5, the progressive voice of the mountains. My name is Josh Jordan, and you are listening to Pathways to the Sacred. Our guest today is Brother Obadiyah Israel, founder of Israelite Heritage. As Israelites, do you keep the same spiritual practices as the ancient Israelites?
Yes, we try to keep everything according to what's written in the Scripture. We try to keep as much of it as we can. There are some laws that we cannot keep because we're not in the land under our own government, but the things that we can keep, we try to keep those as closely as possible as it is written in the book. That's our foundation. That's what we follow. That's how we know what righteousness is. That's how we know how to interact with one another. That's how we know to love one another, and not only love each other, but love the nations. And so the Torah is our foundation.
And is seeing Yah as easy as keeping the Ten Commandments?
Can you repeat that?
Is seeing Yah as easy as keeping the Ten Commandments?
As easy as keeping the Ten Commandments? Well, I would say so, because the law is not hard to keep. The law is not hard to keep. Like I was telling you earlier about, if you break the laws of this land, that you are a criminal. I have never broke a law of this land, so I'm not a criminal. So if I can keep the laws of man, I should be able to keep the laws of the Creator, because His laws are greater. So it's not hard at all for us to comprehend what is written and how to properly administer that to our life. That's how I know how to be a great father. That's how I know how to be a good husband. That's how I know how to be a good brother, a good uncle, is because these laws and these commandments guide me, and they teach me, and they show me the way that I, as a man upon the planet, is supposed to interact, and how I am supposed to live my life according to how the Creator has already deemed it.
I wanted to ask you about your organization, Israelite Heritage. You started in 1999, and do you want to give the website for people?
Oh, yes. If you want more information about this subject, go to www.HebrewIsraylites.org. That's www.HebrewIsraylites.org.
And that website has a lot of information, including a lot of other resources, books and tapes and videos and things like that,
yeah.
So that should someone want to continue with a deeper education, they can find things like that on your website, correct?
Yes, absolutely. We have a audio lesson series that we have, audio lessons on CD that'll take you into more information about the Scriptures, just take you into things that you may have, you may not have never even heard of, but it's right there in the Scriptures. And that's one of the things that we do, is that we stick to the book. We stick to what the book says, and we show how the book even matches up to history and archaeology, and it's a very powerful thing once you really get to understand it.
And have you yourself always been on this path?
This is my 10th year. I came into this truth back in 1997, and I'm not going to say it was by accident, but I was off into other beliefs. I was off into other things. I was primarily grew up as a Christian with Christian beliefs. I was never a member of a Christian church, but I believed that Jesus is God and just everything that the Christians say. And it was 1996, and I remember I was getting off into reading about ancient Egypt. I was learning a lot about Egypt, because I think I was 18 when I found out that Egypt was actually in Africa. My entire life I thought that it was somewhere in Europe, because all the images that I have ever seen on TV of the Egyptians were of Europeans. And so when I found out that Egypt was in Africa, that opened up my mind, and I was stunned, and I was like, what else have they told me that is not true? And so I began when I was 18 to like age 23. I was just reading a lot and looking at a lot of history and so forth. And when I was 23, this information